Well, hello, friends. Real quick before we kick off the episode, I have to let you know about something exciting. I am seriously considering having an upgraded version of this podcast where you get bonus episodes and exclusive content. But here's the deal, I'm trying to decide what that content and those episodes should be. I do have some ideas, and I was wondering if you could vote really quick and tell me what you think about what would entice you, what would be interesting to you to get as bonus episodes on this podcast. For example, deeper dives into topics. Maybe I'm answering questions that many of you ask about starting or growing a business. Maybe even overhearing coaching calls, something like this. It would be a paid, upgraded version of this podcast, not very expensive at all, probably just a handful of dollars a month, but it be extra content for you to help you along your journey. My whole goal is to help you build your business dream. And I would love to offer you even more because some of you are asking for it. So if you could just look down in the show notes right now, there's two ways you can give me your answers. Number one, I have a Google form with 5 quick questions. It can be anonymous. You just answer them and vote on what would be interesting to you. Or number two, I have a voice memo system. You can just click it and you could just leave a voice memo with your phone right now and just record it and tell me what kind of topics, what things would be interesting to you behind the scenes, market news, what would be things that would be extra that would be really valuable to you. So thank you all so much. Okay, on to the episode.
Well, hello, this is Kimberly Brock, and for over 20 years, I've been running my own businesses that have not only been profitable, but personally fulfilling to me. So now I'm on a mission to help other new business owners just like you make money doing what you love too. Now we're going to have some fun, so let's get started. Well, hello, this is Kimberly. It's episode 165, and I am so glad that you are here today because we're talking about a serious topic, about you taking your business seriously. Whether you're in the idea stage or you're starting or you're growing, whatever it is, you've got to be taking it seriously. Even though it's so much fun, I do want to have a serious conversation with you about this, and you're going to be so sick of the word serious by the end of this. I mean, seriously. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you've arrived at this podcast. I have no doubt it's going to help you along your business journey, whether you're starting a product business or a service business, or you're in the idea stage or starting your growth stage. This podcast was made for you. I share all my experiences, strategies, tips so that you can learn and build your business dream. Now, if you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe, follow, hit the plus button, whatever it is in the podcast player you're listening to. For example, in Apple Podcasts, it's a little plus button. And that way you'll get notified of new episodes each week when I drop them, because I don't want you to miss out on anything. And you need to get plugged in. I have a free Facebook group called Women Starting Businesses Doing What We Love. Scroll down right now. You can see the link. Click that button. It's going to take you to the Facebook group page, and there's 3 quick questions to answer. So answer those real quick, and I'll let you in the group and welcome you in. And I've got some other free goodies and downloads for you. I just want to make sure you get plugged in, because when you're starting a business, it can feel lonely and confusing and overwhelming, and you need to get plugged in. So if you've been listening a while, I want to thank you all so much, to all my loyal listeners. Y'all are so sweet to me. I get emails from people who just found the podcast. And y'all know what's so funny? I get messages and emails from people telling me that they start from episode 1 and they'll be like, I'm on episode 9, or I'm on episode 28 now, or I did all 150. Who was that left a review a few weeks back and was like, I went through all the episodes before I left a review. I was like, wow, you got to work hard to get some of those reviews, don't you? We do sometimes, right? But it's just funny because I was thinking about how when I approach podcasts, I don't start at 1. Do y'all start at 1? Are you a person? It's kind of like, are you a cilantro person or not a cilantro person? Do you start at 1 or not? I never do, unless it's like a true crime. Anyways, back to the intro. If you've been listening a while, thank you. Thank you to all my loyal listeners. Your reviews and comments and emails and notes are all so appreciated. So thank you so much. Okay, on to the episode. Well, hello, everyone. How are you? How is your day? What is shaking with your business? I need to know. I need to know what's going on. I need to know the update. So make sure in the Facebook group that you are cluing us in. We want to celebrate with you. We want to help you, support you, because we were not meant to go about this alone at all.
So today we're talking about you taking this whole process of dreaming and starting and growing your business seriously. And as I said, you're going to be sick of the word serious or seriously by the end of this, but that's okay because I'm trying to make a point and it will get drilled in your head. Here is the deal. Starting a business and growing it to a successful business is literally so much fun. It's exhilarating. It is rewarding. It's fulfilling. It's exciting. I love it. I've loved all of my businesses. If y'all have been listening to me a while, you know this is my fourth business. I'm obsessed with it. But I've been obsessed with all my businesses. I loved them. I know that you're obsessed with your business too. If you're not, then I hope that soon you become obsessed and you love it. And when I say obsessed, I mean in the best way possible. Like you just love it. Like I say, my little dog, I have a Malshi dog. He's a Maltese Shih Tzu. He's white, but he's kind of built like a Shih Tzu and he's precious. His name is Tucker. And I always say I'm obsessed, okay? Not in a bad way, but I am obsessed because I just adore him. I take him with me when I'm carpooling and taking my daughter to dance. I'm obsessed with him. I give him 800 hugs and kisses a day. Anyways, with your business, I want you to love your business. I want you to love it and adore it and be proud of it and enjoy it, right? That's the point. And amidst all of this fun and excitement of starting and building and growing a business, you have to take things seriously if you really want to do this. I mean, I believe that. I think there's other ways. You cannot take it seriously. You can just throw darts at the wall. You can throw spaghetti at the wall. You can cross your fingers and hope that this works. You can just sit back and see what happens, or you can actually take it seriously. For a lot of you, taking the time to actually mentally think through this business and actually physically take steps and do things and research and learn and join programs like mine, it takes a lot of energy and time. And you have to know that. It takes space out of your life. It takes mental space. It takes physical space. You've got crud everywhere. I've got stuff on my desk. I've got stuff I've printed. I've got training modules that I've created, training modules from programs I've been in. I mean, y'all, there's so much stuff. I have samples of the coffee mugs that I'm just getting started. Mugs, in case y'all haven't seen those. Oh my gosh, you have to see them. They're so cute. But anyways, my point is that you've got two options. You can just let this ride and just think of this as just this really fun thing that you're doing, but you're not really going to turn it into anything. But I think most of you really do want to give this business due diligence. I think that's why you're here. I think that's why you're listening to a podcast. Because I think if you were just going to throw this together and just kind of wing it, you wouldn't even be listening to this podcast. Like you would just be like, oh, an Etsy store, let me just put up my tablet or mug and see if this sells. Like that's how you'd be approaching things. But my gut is y'all are different. Because you're doing what I did. When I was looking to start another business, I was on podcasts listening. I was downloading audiobooks. I was doing all these things. I was researching online about different ways that I could use my skills and figure out what type of business to start. And then I realized, I should be helping other people start their businesses, okay? So you've got a fork in the road. Are you actually going to pursue this dream and give it due diligence since it's taking mental and physical space out of your life? Or are you just going to wing it? Are you just going to throw spaghetti at the wall and this is just going to be another thing that you do? It's like almost like you're buying something at a store that you just may go ahead and return. Now, one caveat. I do want you to look at this like an experiment because I think it feels less heavy. And I think it's fun to look at starting a business like, oh, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to do this. But that doesn't mean that you don't give it due diligence. That doesn't mean that you don't look this in the eye and say, you know what? This is my time. This is my time to focus on this dream that I've had for a long time. You may have even laid in bed at night and thought about your business. You may have talked to friends about it. You may be researching online. You're here listening to this podcast, trying to get ideas and get your thoughts together and get your confidence up and get the courage and understand the steps. You're wondering, can I really do this? That's the biggest thing, right? It behooves you to take this process seriously. And today, I want to go over 3 stages that you need to be taking things seriously. Okay. And they have their own challenges. And they have their own awesomeness. Can't think of a better word. They have their own awesomeness, but they have their own challenges. So you have to take them seriously. I've taken them seriously with my businesses. Now, when I started my first one, I took it seriously, but I wasn't so emotionally tied to it because I was just so excited to get it going. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this is life or death if this business doesn't work. And for many of you who've been listening a while know that I started my first business with a friend, and we would get home accessories and we would do pop-up shows around Austin, Texas, right? So I wasn't like, oh my gosh, if this doesn't work, my husband's going to kill me. Like, this is no good. I can't support my family. It was not like that at all. I worked at Dell Computers. My husband worked at Dell Computers. That's where we met. By the way, fun fact, we met at work. And I was doing it because it was fun. But my friend Jenny and I, we took it seriously, as seriously as we could at the time. Now, all the stuff on the internet wasn't popular. We didn't have access to all this training. There wasn't podcasts. There wasn't all this stuff. I'm sure I got a book, or I was starting to, talk to my husband and research what to do, because I found out what to do. I just can't even remember what I did. But I took it seriously. My friend and I were in a partnership. We each put money in. I think we each put in $1,000 at the beginning. We took it seriously. We kept our inventory. We, did our books. We figured out when we would hold shows. We would email out to people. I mean, we took it seriously, and it worked, and it was amazing. And then when I went and took the business online, I took it seriously. I opened another online business that was similar to it. I took it seriously. This business I'm taking seriously, like super seriously. This is probably the most serious I've ever taken a business. I've learned so much because, y'all, we have access to so much awesome information online. But at the same time, it can be overwhelming and confusing because you're just inundated and you can look up everything all day long and go down rabbit holes all day long. Have you done that? Have you gone down rabbit holes? We all do, all the time. Okay. And you don't know like which path to go and what to do and all that. But what I want to talk you through are these 3 stages that you must, I believe this, you must take seriously if you want to have a sustainable business doing what you love. Okay. Because I know a lot of you want to do what you love. If you really do want to make money doing what you love, then take it seriously. Give this a shot. Let me give another caveat. Taking it seriously does not mean risking your future. Okay? You can take something very seriously and it be something minor. Like, for example, even if you're looking for decor for your home, a nightstand, for example. I don't even know why I'm thinking of this, but you might take that process seriously. Like my daughter, okay, she wants a nightstand for her room. We still don't have one because she redecorated her room not long ago, but she didn't have a nightstand because she's taking it seriously. I keep saying we can just go to Home Goods. Let's go to Target. We can find something. And she's like, well, I think I want something with maybe one drawer. She is taking this very seriously. Is this make or break for her life? No. But does she want to make a smart decision with the nightstand so we don't have to return it so that it actually looks good? She's super particular about how she wants things. She's taking it seriously, and it's a minor thing. It's a nightstand, okay? If she can take a nightstand seriously, you should be taking your business seriously, okay? So the first stage is in the idea stage. You should be taking that seriously. You should be making sure that you're picking an idea that actually utilizes your best skills, okay? And that you actually enjoy doing and that you can actually make money at. You need to be validating that business idea. You should be taking this seriously. I know a lot of times we all have this like rush of ideas, or we'll come up with something and we'll be so excited about it for like 24 hours. And then kind of after about 24 hours, we're like, well, is that a good idea? I was like on a high, like on an adrenaline high with that business idea. Do any of you have this, or is this just me? Because I will come up with ideas and literally think that day, it is the best idea I've ever heard in my life. And then I get a night's sleep and the next day I'm kind of like, well, that's good, but it actually has these challenges. Do y'all do this? I mean, and my son's the same way. He'll come up with ideas for stuff. Then the next day I'm like, maybe that wasn't. He'll be like, yeah, maybe not that idea. We don't want to be impulsive with our idea. We do not want to be impulsive. That's the last thing you want. You've got to think through your idea. And P.S., in my Just Getting Started group, you'll know it's $7 a month, right? I have a whole mini course / workshop on validating your business idea, figuring out the best business idea for you, and a whole 30 something page guide that's going to walk you through every step, because I believe that you should take it seriously. And I think a lot of new business owners don't. And that's why I provide that. Okay. I had a hard time finding something like that when I was starting this business. I just didn't have it all put together. And that's why I created it. So you could have all the stuff that I've kind of researched and put together so that you can take it seriously. Now, you don't have to use what I provided. You can try to do it on your own. I'm just telling you that you need to take it seriously, and you need to go through all those steps of matching up your passions and skills and your expertise with an idea that's actually wanted, that people want to pay for, that you actually enjoy doing. It's going to work. That's what you want. You want a business that's going to work, and you have to take the idea stage seriously. Okay. And you may have a few ideas. A lot of you tell me that you have a few, and what I created actually helps you do that. My Best Business Idea Workshop helps you work through those, because I want you to discern the right one for you. I will say too, as a whole nother caveat, do y'all notice that I have caveats a lot? That some people will start a business and then start a second one, just like I did. That's real similar. And sometimes people will have a couple businesses. Kind of interesting. Anyways, okay, so that's the first time that you need to take your business seriously, is in the idea stage. The second stage is when you're actually starting. Here's what a lot of you do. You start researching, you're downloading free stuff online, okay? You're on podcasts, you're on audiobooks, you're doing all the things, and that's great, but you're all kind of willy-nilly all over the map. You're randomly doing this, randomly doing that. Then you get stuck on something and you don't know what to do, and you waste a lot of time, and you start researching and calling people, looking online, you're trying to figure out, you're wasting a lot of time. I've actually put all this together for you, a structured start to your business. And it's simple. It's down to the core things that you need to be doing. Because here's what else I see. A lot of you are doing a whole bunch of extra things, spending time doing extra things and adding extra bells and whistles and spending money and doing things that do not matter right now when you're starting your business. They do not matter. You're wasting time. Okay. I've got it all laid out for you. This is what I've put together for people like you. It's in the Just Getting Started group as well. That's $7 a month that I mentioned. So you've got the idea stage in there. You've got the starting stage in there. It's a simple, structured, strategic start. We're using a lot of S words today. Simple, structured, and strategic. That's how I believe that you should start. I think you should keep it super simple. I don't think you should complicate it. I don't think you should mortgage your house. I think there's smarter ways to go about beginning, the very beginning. Now, if you want to mortgage your house later, after you've proven your idea and it's working, maybe you're offering something out of your home or you're doing shows and you're like, this is big, I'm about to mortgage my house, then go for it. It's just my personal recommendation. I don't like to do that unless I was working with a big agency, a startup investors, or somebody that was really guiding me. And I have a feeling that most of you that are here, no one else is, you're not hiring an agency. You're doing this yourself. So it behooves you to learn from those who have gone before you and take a simple, strategic, and structured start to your business. Take it seriously. It's a big deal. You want to start right so that you haven't wasted money in the beginning, so that you've started efficiently, so that you're not stressed out and overwhelmed. You want to make this process as streamlined, another S word, streamlined as possible, right? Don't you want to do that? Or do you want to be inefficient? Do you want to keep getting pulled in tangents and spending money on things you don't need? I don't think you do. I mean, I wouldn't, but maybe you do. I don't know. In the starting stage, you've got to take it seriously. You want to set yourself up for success. I swear today is a tongue twister day. You want to set yourself up for success. Take the starting stage seriously. Do y'all know how many businesses don't actually succeed? There's a lot, and that's the truth, and I will never lie to you about that. There's a lot of new business owners that aren't making much money. I don't want you to be in that position. I want you to validate that your idea is good before you start investing time and money into it. And then when you do start it and you have that great idea, I want you to start simply, strategically, and structured so that this whole thing is streamlined and you're set up for success. If I make it through this tongue twister podcast episode, I need to jump up and down. This is amazing. I never have had a podcast episode like this. Okay. The third stage where you need to take your business seriously is in the early growth stages. I believe this. I firmly believe that once you get your business open, now you need to start figuring out how you're going to start generating consistent sales. Because if you don't, here's what happens. You have your awesome, fabulous, amazing store open, whether you have a physical store, whether you have an online store, whether you sell services, whatever it is. You have it open. You're so excited. You're almost taking a deep breath, like a sigh of relief, because you're like, yes, I did it. It's open. And then you wait. And you may get a whole, a handful of sales in the beginning because you just opened, depending on how you structured your launch. When you launched your business, you may get a rush of sales in the beginning because people have been waiting on it and you've got the build up. And then a lot of you feel the pause after that. You feel that heaviness. I say sometimes that, you hear crickets, like you hear silence and then you can hear the little chirp chirp of the crickets in the background. Because then it lulls and you're like, oh my goodness. Okay, now I have to figure out how I'm going to keep sales coming in. Y'all, it is the biggest challenge of a business owner. I'm not even going to lie to you. It is hard. It is so much harder than starting your business. I hate to tell you that. For those of y'all that are in the idea stage and starting stage, what is to come is hard. So enjoy the stage that you're in, because if your business opens and you get initial sales and then you have a lull, like many business owners experience, it gets hard. It gets hard. You have to take setting yourself up for growth seriously, which is why I started Grow Getters. Are y'all seeing a pattern here? That I have identified through coaching y'all and through all my programs, the exact stages where you need to take it seriously. And I've created the programs around it because I believe so strongly in this. I believe wholeheartedly that you need to set yourself up for growth. And a lot of new business owners don't, because again, y'all haven't been using marketing agencies. You don't have some big branding person that's like helping guide you. Like you got it open and you thought that was the hard part. And it's not, y'all. It's not. It's how do I manage consistent sales? How do I keep people coming in? How do I keep attracting people that are actually interested in my stuff, and how do I actually turn them into buyers? That is the plight of a new business owner. You have to set this system up, and you're probably like, what are you talking about? What system? I haven't heard that. I just thought once I get open, I'm going to start marketing myself. I'm going to start going on Instagram. I'm going to do reels. I'm going to tell people I'm going to be out and about. I'm going to try to see if an influencer can feature me or someone can link to me. Like that's what you think is going to get you consistent sales. And I'm sorry, it's not. You have to do the groundwork before that. And that's what we do in Grow Getters. If y'all attended my live training last week, I covered this. There are 5 steps to consistent sales. It's a method. It's a method that you have to create for your specific business. Here's the deal. Your business is different than anyone else's. It's not the same. And so you have to create a method that is not only unique to you, but feels exciting and authentic to you. What do I mean by that? So many new business owners tell me that they're being told they needed to do a certain kind of reel, or they needed to do this, or they needed to get on podcasts or start a YouTube channel or whatever, and they don't feel comfortable. And that's my exact point. I help people like you create a method for growth that you are actually really excited about, that you know you can do effortlessly, that comes easy to you, and it feels authentic to you. It feels true to who you are. It feels like the way that you want to promote your business. You never want to feel like a slimy salesperson. You don't want to be icky. You don't want to be overbearing. You don't want to be annoying. I know none of you want to be these things. Like y'all don't. Y'all tell me all the time, how do I do this without being icky and all that stuff? That's why I created the 5-step method. It's my own proprietary method from what I've learned from coaching you, from what I've learned from my own business, from what I've learned from running my businesses for the past 22 years. You have to take this seriously. New business owners are not doing the groundwork before they go out and start promoting their business. What I found is that business owners will come to me and they'll say, I'm doing this, I'm talking about my business here, I'm showing up here, and it's just not connecting. And I'm like, okay, let's look at your whole strategy for how you're going to grow. Let's look at, and they're like, what? They've never worked on their messaging. They've never worked on the words that they use to share it. They are not confident when they're talking to people. They feel weird. They are not 100% on their offer, like their pricing, and do they have it packaged right? I mean, there's a list of things. And so that's why I put this system in Grow Getters, because y'all need this before you go out into the world. It's kind of like a kid in high school before they go off to college. You are helping guide them before they're set out into the world. And that's my mission with Grow Getters, is to set you up for success, to set you up for growth so that you have the marketing foundations needed to support you. So when you go out and talk to people, you're not fumbling over words. When you go out and share stuff or, type emails or on social or get to speak, or you do get on somebody's podcast or YouTube channel, you are clear about what you do. You've already done all this work where you know now how to communicate what you're doing, and you have a whole system in place that is not only attracting those people that are actually interested in your stuff, products or services, but you have a process for how you turn them into buyers. I have this. I established this day one. I have a podcast that goes to my Facebook group or my free downloads. People get in my system, they get in my circle, and there's things I do to convert people to buyers. I have it. Every successful business has this. Big companies have this. They have a whole process in place that attracts the right people. They capture them, and then they nurture them, and they turn them into buyers. A lot of you aren't doing this. You've missed that. You go from open to now marketing your business when you have no idea really how to communicate what you offer and the value of what you offer. That's what we do in Grow Getters. So if this is you, if any of these stages sound like you, click the links down below so you can learn more and decide if one of these programs is for you. Again, I have the Just Getting Started group that's going to cover those of you that are in the idea stage, like you're just beginning to start or you're about to launch and you want to make sure you've covered all your bases and you set yourself up for success. If you have opened your business or you're about to open and you want to know how to grow and get to consistent sales, you want to know how to set yourself up for that growth, that's Grow Getters. Y'all, you have to take your business seriously. Even though this is fun and exciting and warm and fuzzy, and it's amazing to use your God-given gifts, and it's exhilarating, and it's just like this fun experiment, it is still something you must take seriously, okay? You heard me today, right? I hope so. I love you guys. Y'all are amazing. And again, scroll down right now in the show notes. You can click the links to the Just Getting Started group or Grow Getters. I only open Grow Getters a few times a year. You can get my free Facebook group. I have some free downloads for you, all kinds of goodies for you. Do you get party favors here? It's so much fun. So anyways, y'all have a great day. Until next time, bye now.
Now, this episode may be over, but our relationship does not have to end here. Head on over to KimberlyBrock.com, and yes, you can get more valuable information for your journey. And you know what? You don't need to go through this alone. I would love to help you. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.